Okay, we are making the tissue paper flowers for our part of our September 2020 Free Family Art Kit. So in your kit, you would have received 12 pieces of tissue paper. So we're going to separate out 2 of each color. Each flower takes 6 sheets. And if you have tissue paper at home, you can definitely use more or less. This is just sort of the optimal number to show you what we want to do here. Okay, I'm going to put the long side this way, the short side here, and I'm going to start folding. Now I want to show you first off what not to do, because this is what most of the small children want to do every time they make these flowers. They want to keep doing a roll. And just show them, if an adult is helping the children, remember, make your first fold, pick it up, flip it back, and make another fold equal to the first one. Okay? Again, pick it up, flip it forward. And I think that's the easiest way to explain it to children so they don't end up with a roll at the very end. And just keep doing that. And you should get anywhere between 6 and 8 folds. You don't want them to be too small because then at the end it's too hard to separate the tissue paper pieces. Okay. In your little Ziploc bag, you would have gotten some pipe cleaners. Fold it in half around your tissue paper, halfway in the middle. Give it a twist. Okay, and I'm going to start with, let's see, special tip. If you want to change the look of your flowers, this is the time to do it. You can do it just like this, and they're beautiful flowers. But if you want to be a little extra creative, first time we're going to do this one, where we're going to cut off one whole corner, and then we're going to cut off down the other side. Okay? And you do that to the other end, same thing. And they don't have to be exactly neat or perfect, because, you know, all flowers have little tears and different little points on them. Okay, I'm going to put the orange side up, spread it out, and pull up your first piece of orange tissue paper. And because they have the cuts that we've just made, you're going to have to go slow and gently pull up your first section. And this takes just a few minutes. And as you go, pull it straight up and give it a little poof. Okay? And on to your next one. Separate them out as you go, and it makes it look like each individual petal. Okay? And move on to the yellow. And you can give your flowers as much personality as you want. As you go on, you pull them up. This is how you're going to make them talk. You can make them open, or you can make them tight. It's all in how you fluff up your petals. Okay, we're going to move on to the pink. Okay, and then the last one, you just sort of have to pull it forward. And there's one half of your flower. Okay, and we're going to go to the other half and do exactly the same thing. Uh-oh, and I'm getting a little tear developing here, but that's okay. I just work it from the other side until I get past the tear. And then I go on to the next one. Sometimes it helps to separate these, or straighten these out, not separate, straighten these out a little bit, and then it helps the petals come out a little bit easier. move on to the yellow. We're almost done. This is a very simple craft. Kids have been making this out of toilet paper and actual tissues for generations. That's how we were able to discover tissue paper. Makes it a lot more fun because the colors are nicer. There we go. Now you can go in and straighten, or poof, or fluff. There's your tissue paper flower. And that looks like a carnation almost. Now we're going to move on to our next one. We're going to do something a little bit different. The long side here is going to be in front of you, right here. Straighten your sheets. And again, start folding. And it doesn't have to be perfectly even every time. It has a way of just sort of evening out as you go. Okay. We'll fold that one in half. Since it's a little longer, we want it to be a little more precise. Take your pipe cleaner. Again, wrap it around. Okay, and this is the step. And give it a little different shape this time. We're just going to spread it out. I'm going to cut the edge, just the tips off the corners of the edges. And now the other end. And as you probably figured out by now, there's a ton of variety you can do with these. These are just two of the simplest ways to cut the tissue paper before you spread it out. But I encourage you to experiment and see what you can come up with. Okay, and this, because we didn't cut the little tips into it this time, this is a little easier to spread. And this isn't in the original instructions, but you can turn this into a butterfly. We're going for more of a rose look, a different shaped flower. Okay. And with this flower, as you pull it up, I want you to go to the different directions. With this one I pull this way. This one I want to pull it this way a little bit. And the next one, I'm going to pull it up and I'm going to come this direction. And again, this is how you give your flowers some personality. Pull it up, pull it to the side. And I'm going to try to start pulling it around a little bit, because this is what we kind of want to make it look like a rose. Again, I'm going to pull it up, and pull it to the opposite side. And then the last one, same thing. And as you go, you want to give it a little back curl to some of them too, before you pull it back. Okay? This one, you want to go the opposite of what you did on the very first one. So I can hold it so you can see it better. I went this way, now I'm going to go this way. Okay, again, I'm going to start putting a little back spin on the tissue paper. Since it's a rose opening up, we want it to go out a little bit. Okay, well, I got a little tear there. I'll just tuck it in, nobody will notice. Okay. Now, final shape of the flower. Bring your yellows together. See if you can get your pinks to wrap around a little bit to give it a more uniform look. And there is your tissue paper rose. Thank you for joining us. and we will see you on our next project. Thank you very much.